Welcome to Grappling with Insanity. Today we are covering the comparisons between the Fav Uke and the Grappling Smarty. I'm going through a series of JT Torres of passing, back takes, and finishes that's on BJJ Fanatics. And I'm just starting at the very beginning, and I'm just going to see what techniques work best with either the Grappling Smarty or the Fav Uke. Now in these first few techniques, we're going to get into a lot of passing. And right off the bat, you'll see one dummy looks much better at this type of pass than the other dummy. And I'm sure as you'll notice as this series goes on with comparisons between the two, you'll see one shines over the other. And I'm sure it'll flip-flop back and forth between dummy. It's pretty easy to see why. One has fixed arms and hands. The other one has very movable arms and hands. And one has a little bit more rigid structure. This one tends to be looser. Again, you're working with grappling dummies, and they don't offer the perfect resistance a real partner does. But some techniques with the grappling dummy work better than the other grappling dummy, and you'll hopefully see that in the series. Decide what style you like to play and then choose your dummy based on what you see here. Now maybe you have a dummy and you have one of the dummies and you're deciding, well, should I get a second one, or what can I do with the one I have? So in this first technique, passing with an X pass, moving into side control, and I'll do the technique with one dummy and come back and then do it with the other one. I'm not going to really talk through the technique itself. If you're interested in these techniques, again, these are coming off of JT Torres's passing, back takes, and finishes on BJJ Fanatics. Right? Alright, so I just finished doing the drilling with these two dummies on the De La Riva X-Pass, and as you probably saw, one of them was a little more friendly in that position. So in the matchup head-to-head, Grappling Smarty for the De La Riva, it was able to actually keep the hooks there. Now granted, I was putting a little back pressure on it to keep it there, but it was also able to keep its other foot on my hip. In the traditional De La Riva position, these dummies would be grabbing my collar. Neither one of them could do that. So if you're going through a score, you know, the actual De La Riva position score would be 1 for the grip on the collar, so they don't get that. 2 for the De La Riva hook, which is wrapping the lead leg, which was in that case my right leg. With their left leg, they were wrapping around my leg. So he gets a point for that. And then they were able to put the Waz here was able to put his right foot on my left hip. So they was able to have 2 points of the 3-point connection, right? We get over here to Darkness. Darkness wasn't able to do any of it. So he didn't get a point for the collar grip because they don't have fingers. So neither one of them had that. But he also wasn't able, Darkness also wasn't able to put the De La Riva hook in or really put the foot on the hip. It was a challenge to stay there because the leg is a little bit more mobile, foot is mobile. I would probably give it half a point for being able to do that. So in the case for here, if we're scoring it, it would be 2 to about maybe an advantage. How's that? If you're interested in a technique that I'm not currently showing, put down in the comments and I'll do a subscriber request. And I'll do it specifically for you. And so let me know the technique, what position you're usually doing the technique from. I'll do my best to give you an idea of how I do the technique and or do it the way you're describing it, to show you how the dummies react to that specific technique. Now I just did one not too long ago. Someone wanted to know about mounted head and arm triangle, and I did that for that subscriber. They were only interested in the Grappling Smarty. Now if you're interested in Grappling Smarty, I do have a coupon for this one. You can get a little bit off, you get 5% off if you use Paul 5. In the Fav Uke, you use the name of the channel, Grappling With, you get 10% off of this dummy. All right?